Most Americans like to blame Starbucks for the reason why they're broke. But I have a little secret for you. There's a lot more to why most Americans are broke and struggling with money than just because of Starbucks. And without further ado, let me jump in right to number one, which is you're walking around with an open wallet. I grew up in a traditional Indian household, and in that traditional Indian culture, spending is looked at very differently than that traditional or commonplace American culture today. What I like to say is that Indians make $1 to spend 20 cents, and Americans make $1 to spend $2. And this is where now, if you walk around with an open wallet and you just keep freely spending money, even if you feel like you can afford it, you are never going to be able to build wealth for yourself, because all you're doing is making Starbucks rich, making Chipotle rich, making BMW rich, making everybody else rich before you get to make yourself rich. Now again, I don't really care if you go out and buy a Starbucks. I don't care if you drive a BMW, but before you go out and make everybody else rich, make yourself rich first. Every single person, I don't care who you are, has the ability to cut back on their expenses. And there are certain phases in our financial career where you are going to have to make financial sacrifices. If you don't have at least a couple $1,000s in savings, and if you have credit card debt, you are in this kind of what I like to call financial danger zone phase, where you should not be spending money on anything except paying down the credit card debt and building your emergency savings. And this is where you got to cut back on as many expenses as possible so you have some extra money to put aside. And this is where everybody says, but Jaspreet, how do you expect me to pull back? I'm already struggling. I'm already living paycheck to paycheck. And the best thing for you to do here is just take a look at what immigrants are doing. Immigrants come to this country, they come to America with very little. Most immigrants don't have a lot of money when they come to this country, and they have to make a lot of financial sacrifices, meaning sometimes sleeping in their car, meaning sometimes not having money to go out and eat at restaurants and making food themselves, and maybe not buying the most expensive foods and finding other ways to cut back. And you might say, but Jaspreet, I'm too good for that. Well, if you are, then you are. But I can't help you then. And this is where you got to let go of your ego and understand, if you have credit card debt or if you don't have any savings, you are in a financial danger zone and all of your money is going out to make somebody else rich. And if you want to make yourself rich, you got to at least get to zero, which means you got to have some savings and get out of the credit card debt. Number two is you never ask for more money. Whether you're a business owner or you're an employee at somebody else's business, you have to figure out how you can earn more money. You have to figure out how you can attract more money, but there's a right way and a wrong way to do this. The wrong way to ask for more money is to focus on the emotional side of money and to say, because I deserve this more money. You say, everything is more expensive. I've been working so hard, so I deserve a pay raise. And when you say that, well, chances are you're not going to get a pay raise. The right way to ask for more money is to focus on the value side, and that starts with number one, actually working hard in your job, providing value in your company, and along with that, you investing in your own skill set. Whatever your career is, learn how to be better in your own skill set so you can provide more value to your company. Then step number two is look at what your market rate is for your position, for your skill set, for your career, based off of the value that you're providing for your company. Then step number three is when you go talk to your boss to ask for more money, show the additional value that you provided. Show the hours you put in, show the efforts you put in, show the extra value that you put in, which is driving more revenue for the company, and then show them how you're going to continue to provide more value for the company and why you believe you deserve this higher pay raise, because this is what the market says. When you do that, you have a much better chance to actually get that money, and most people are too scared to go out and actually ask for that pay raise. But in order for you to get that pay raise, you have to ask for it the right way, which means you got to spend the time, not just 2 weeks. Sometimes you got to spend years putting in the work to demonstrate why you deserve the more money and actually working to get the bigger pay raises instead of just the small 3% raises year after year after year. And if a company just can't support all the value that you're providing, then go out and find a new company for yourself. Number three is you pay too much money in taxes. And I'm telling you this as an attorney who's not your attorney, but so many Americans are leaving money on the table just because they are overpaying on their taxes. Now, the first and most obvious part of not overpaying on your taxes is as you start to make more money and as you start to diversify your money comes from, get a good tax advisor. It might not make sense to spend thousands of dollars on a tax advisor when you're only making $50,000 or $60,000 a year, but as you start to make more money, as you start to have different types of investments, investments, invest in a good tax advisor so you can maximize your deductions. Now, the simplest and most obvious part of not overpaying in your taxes is just to get somebody to review your tax returns, and the amount of money you want to spend on this is going to depend on how much money you're making. Like if you're making $50,000 or $60,000 a year, you don't want to spend thousands of dollars on a tax advisor to review your W-2 tax returns, because that's going to be a complete waste of money. Maybe it'll be worthwhile if you're to spend $50 to $100 if you feel that that's worth it, but as you start to make more money and as you have different streams of income and different types of investments, now it makes sense for you to invest your money in a good tax advisor who can review your taxes to make sure you're maximizing your deductions and getting the lowest tax rates possible so you're not overpaying. But beyond that, what I want you to understand is that there are 3 general categories of income according to the IRS, because not all money is taxed equally. And what I want you to understand is that these 3 general categories of income are ordinary income, passive income, and portfolio income. These 2 types of income are different types of investment incomes, money you make from investments. Like your passive income is money you make from things like your rental property income. If you own real estate investment properties, the cash flow that you're getting is your passive income. Portfolio income is money like you make from the stock market. If you go invest money in stocks and you see your money double, that's considered portfolio income. Ordinary income is the money you make from your job. This is your W-2 income. And the thing that I want you to understand is that this ordinary income comes at the highest tax rates and the lowest tax deductions. And now, if you want to qualify for potentially lower tax rates and higher potential tax deductions, you have to earn your income outside of just your ordinary income and earn income here as well from your investment money. But in order for you to do that, you have to have money to invest, which means you need to put aside money that you don't spend, and then put this money to work, whether it's in something like the stock market or investing into rental properties. When you go out and do this, not only now are you putting money to work into these investments, that way you can make more money, because when you invest your money, you're investing your money so you can have more money, but you're also qualifying for potential tax deductions and potential lower tax rates, because now you get to tell the IRS that this income is now passive income or portfolio income, which opens up a whole new world of deductions and new tax rates. And by the way, in case you were wondering, this is a copy of the Federal Income Tax Code, and this is over 2,000 pages long. You can see how small the font is, and this font is not going over how to pay taxes on your job income, it's going over all of this. So once you start to make more money, now you can understand you can qualify for these bigger deductions and lower tax rates. But this is where, again, you want to have a good tax advisor on your side, because I went over this in like less than a minute. There are a lot of complications with this. As you start to invest more money, make sure you get a good tax advisor to help you with this, because if you're messing around with the IRS, you can end up in jail. But the IRS tax code is a rule book that you need to understand the rules for, and a good accountant and a good tax advisor can help you with that so you pay less money in taxes legally. If you enjoyed this clip and you want to continue your financial education journey, I have another video that I think you'll love. All you got to do is click that button right over there. And for those of you who want to stay up to date on the top finance and business news, you can join Market Briefs, my free financial newsletter, by clicking that button below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.